Hey guys, it's Chris from CRT Sports Cards with a video about our ongoing T206 collection. As you may know, we started this collection actually at the Nationals when I picked up a few of my first ever T206s, and we are now on October 19th, and we now have 37 total cards into the set of 518, and we do have two doubles, but the good thing is with 37 cards, that puts us at right at 7.1% of the entire set. I think from a goal perspective, I'm looking at knocking out 2% of the set each month. I'm actually a little bit ahead of that pace at the moment, but ideally it should take me around 50 months to complete this set, give or take a few months depending on some of the more expensive cards, which I know will cost a pretty penny. But before then, I'm going to binder up our non-graded cards, but I figured I would go ahead and do a video showing off where we are at the moment and kind of show where I'm at with the different teams and everything. So these all just arrived in the mail the other day, and this basically is card number 1 of the set. So this is Abiticio, and this is blue, I guess you'd say blue sleeves. I will be honest and say I don't know much about some of these players, but I just think the fact that they're 110 years old is just amazing. So, and that's just a sweet cap roll back on that one. And you got Abstein for Pittsburgh. These first ones are all Pittsburgh. That is a Piedmont back. Cabinets here. Oops, get this to focus. And you obviously see somebody put it in a scrapbook 100 years ago, so that's kind of neat. And then this is one of my first doubles, cabinets. I used my eBay bucks on another version of this, and then this came in the lot that I purchased. But this is also sweet capital. Gibson, move my finger here. Piedmont back. And Piedmont and sweet capital are the most common. Leach, sweet capital, pretty clean back there. Maddox with Piedmont. Miller here, and sweet capital. And then Felipe, which I just love the look of him, and that is Piedmont. Now those are all, those were all the Pittsburgh cards. These are now in alphabetical order, and so we got Ats from Chicago, sweet capital. It's got a stamp on the back, 3 stars. And this is obviously a trimmed Bridwell, but the good thing with this one is it's an EPDG back. But you can tell someone, 50, 100 years ago cut away the border, which I think is really cool. But the color of it's just amazing. Here is Bush from Detroit, and this is a Piedmont. If you can't tell, my collecting right now, this is focused on red backs or red backgrounds, and then Chicago teams, an AL and an NL. So here is Casey, Piedmont back from Montreal. Here's the first double, so cabinets and just straight Piedmont. Got Krieger, it's Lou Krieger here. I think the red in this one's just beautiful. And then Piedmont. I got Delahunty from Washington, sweet capital. Daughtery from Chicago AL. Polar Bear. I think those are some of the best looking backs from the solid blue. You have Fiend from Chicago. Piedmont back. This is my second double, so gray. Really solid color there on the red. And then Piedmont back. And obviously just a real beater of his also here. But Piedmont. I actually bought this on accident. I forgot I'd bought the other one in Tobacco Row, and so it is what it is. Needham, here's a real beater right here. Oops. Piedmont. But Cubs card here. White Sox parent. And Piedmont, as you can tell, writing on the back. It's always cool to think about who wrote that in what year, you know, because considering these are over 100 years old. Here is Pertel. Nice crease across the center, but sweet caporal. Got Chili, or Chili, I don't know how to say that exactly. Polar bear back. I just love the sweater. If I can get this to focus. There we go. Oops. The plastic sleeves are having issues. Here's the other one of his. Real beater on this one. But polar bear. Checkered. Another beater. Real rough shape, but polar bear. Another checkered card. Just Piedmont. Here is Schmidt from Detroit. Another red background. Piedmont. Snodgrass. I love the name. Great color. And his expression is just fantastic. So Piedmont on that one. And one of the newer ones we've added recently is Steinfeld from the Cubs. More orange than red, but just love the way it looks. So Piedmont 150. So those are all the raw cards we have, and those will be going into our binder. So here are graded non-Hall of Famers. So first one is Jim McGinley, red. Obviously another red portrait here. And that is PSA 1 with a Piedmont back. We have Tannehill from Chicago, SGC 1. This one is awesome because it is a sovereign back. So another Chicago one here, Fielder Jones. The expression, I think, is top notch. He's like, "Why are you taking my photo?" Sweet caporal back. And then we got Harry Hinchman, a true minor leaguer, played just a handful of games in the major leagues back in the day. But this is one of my first ever raw T206 pickups, and I got graded just for posterity's sake. But Piedmont. And then another red. This is Solly Hoffman. Picked this also up at the National, and then had it graded just because. But really good color on that one, and sweet caporal. And then for our 4 Hall of Famers, the idea is to be able to add 1 Hall of Famer per month, and we will see how that goes. So, Rube Marquard. I think the color on this card is just amazing for being so old. Ideally, I'm trying to get PSA 3s on, or better, on the Hall of Famers, but obviously eye appeal to me is better than the grade. And that is a Piedmont. My first ever Hall of Fame pickup from the graded perspective is Huey Jennings. This is one hand. I do really like the two hand, so I'll be looking to pick that up probably sooner than later. But this is a PSA 4. And sweet caporal. And Vic Willis was our pickup last month. This is really solid color on it. Another Pittsburgh card. PSA 3 and Piedmont back. And the last one I think is one of my favorites that picked this up in Chicago. Frank Chance, Hall of Famer. Now, it is a but just the amount of wear on it is amazing. You've got the pinholes from somebody put it on a corkboard more than likely. You've got a pen mark across the corner. It's got some rust or burn on it. Someone cut out the edges. I just think it's just an amazing looking card. It has so much story to tell, and you can just imagine the history of the card. So anyway, those are all the cards. We will continue to do updates as they come across, as we reach other milestones. And any comments, guys, please leave them below. And thanks for watching.